State. Lekker. Good evening, everybody.
It's a bit too soon, ain't it?
It's a bit too soon, yeah. But sooner.
Fuck it, Andy, could you put milk with my stuff, bro? Sorry, I'm swearing.
Nah, that's okay. We all swear. It's Friday night. We've done worse things on a Friday night. I see we got one person watching already.
One person, Andy.
We're just gonna wait till everybody else comes.
Where's the comment?
Let's check there.
Okay.
If you wanna write a comment.
Okay, can somebody write the comments?
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
AD's
Lekker, it's tight.
It's tight.
Yeah, good evening. We see the people starting to come on. Good evening, Kathy.
How's it, Kathy? Good evening. How's it, Renette? Hello. Welcome. Lekker to be on the live share. I think first and foremost, we're just grateful to be sober this evening.
Yeah.
To be sharing live.
No pipe.
No pipe in
No
there.
bottle.
No
lolly.
No lolly, yes.
Sounds like children, right? But it's not. We're not children. We play big things with big people and big people's games.
And then we act like children
afterwards. Especially when we come to rehab. You know what I mean? We cry more in rehab than what we ever cried in our lives.
For sure, yeah. But then again, when we're alone and outside there, then we want to boast about the things that we used to do and how many cars we rolled. But if we're such tough guys, we want to cry and be so sensitive so easily when we get corrected to do the right thing.
Yeah, no, like the day that AD made me very sensitive outside here. That I almost cried. Aldridge is on. Aldridge was here on the farm. He left, but he's alright. He's here.
How's it,
That's
Aldridge?
what matters. He's keeping in touch and lekker with the meeting.
Lekker. Gladwin, don't come say hello now. Because when I phoned you earlier on, this is what Gladwin tells me, everybody. He doesn't want to speak now because I want to carry the message to him. He can't talk now. He's busy watching a movie. No, you on the right track, Gladwin.
No, lekker. No friends in the recovery anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No friends, yeah.
He just came here, used us, and then left. But we used to it.
Yeah, it's fine. Weren't you supposed to give him a lift and you drove away from him?
Yeah, because he was taking too long. He wanted a recovery book that he bought. But no, lekker, love to all Aldridge. Yeah, I want to beat you in table tennis again, my friend.
I remember
you know
that,
what I mean?
I remember that. That was lekker times at table tennis.
Yeah, so myself and AD, the meeting we sort of wanted to give, is going to go to the spirits tonight. Give you a bit of, how we are in general and how our lives went and how we are in recovery and the type of people that we are, man. I think myself and AD, two good guys. I'm talking for AD now, sorry, not for myself. Sure. But,
humble.
And, myself and AD have good laughs, man. We always know how to let the joke flow, Doesn't have to end right there. We don't have to be serious with each other. Yeah. There's times when we have to be, especially in recovery and that. There's times where we have to be serious with each other, Tell each other straight what we're doing wrong, take it from where it comes, and leave it at that. Don't hold resentments, no hard feelings. We know it's for the best for each other, man.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, Pastor Katrina's on hardcore.
Hi, ID.
Lee, what do you mean I didn't listen to you? With what?
You didn't listen, Tank?
Yeah.
Tank has a listening problem, guys. He didn't listen to Lee J. Lee J, just correct Tank, please.
Evening, Christo, how's it?
How's it, Christo? I see you. Oh, Martin, how's it, bro? We are definitely having a jaw, my bro. All sober and live. We're waiting for the Red Bull you said you were going to send us.
What you said? But now, check here, the man said, Gladwin, leave the woman alone, man.
Yeah, the first thing Gladwin does when he comes, why is Gladwin like that?
He said, you're a married man, my bro, what kind? Yes.
Yeah, and Gladys.
But, I talking about that, when we were saying we're like children and we walk in here and that, I got a story with AD that I can tell in my first 2 weeks here on the farm.
Oh.
Maybe AD would like to tell the story.
No, it's fine. I think it's best if you tell it. Thing.
No. Walking down the gravel road and the Owens, Richie and AD and Uncle Malcolm were walking after me. And I tell you, I don't look back. I'm leaving. I'm done. It's over. Screw RAEL, screw this place. I miss my mother. Even though I stayed around the corner from my mother for 3 or 4 years and not once did I go visit her, greet her or speak to her. But when I got here to RAEL, I missed my mother and I wanted to leave because of my mother. So I couldn't speak to her. I go walking down the gravel road, AD and then behind me, AD shouting. But But glad today that AD walked after me and helped me change my mind around and come back. But the funniest thing is I think we're walking here at the top and that, and I want to jump over a fence.
I forgot about that thing. Oh, no.
And I'm walking with the scissors in my hand. And I'm like, AD's like, what's the scissors for, my bro? Now I'm like, it's protection, bro. I'm going to stab anybody that comes along my way, you know. And we get to the top, and there's a farm here that has cars in it, and I'm ready rather to jump the fence, you know. I can't walk that extra kilometer around. It's me. Do you see that I can't walk that far? But it's alright.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, you know, through a lekker thing and that, like, just like as I said, coming to that, you know, I wanted to leave, man. Being the baby that I am, because I couldn't get my way in that. And AD came to me and changed my mind and that around there. And I thank him today for what he did to me and that. We had sort of a thing in common where I know AD from playing baseball.
For sure, yeah.
10, 15 years ago at VB Baseball Club and that. And I took a common liking to him. Obviously, was somebody that I sort of know, I had something in common with. And I think the same for him.
Yeah, for sure, yeah, definitely, thank.
And like I said, probably one of the best things ever that... thanks for your
cool.
award.
Thank you very much, Renee. It's all because of recovery. I can't take the credit for that. It's all because of recovery. What RAEL has done for me, I think that's it. That's just the rewards of it, the rewards that you get in recovery.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you were saying, Tank, yeah. You know, and that day when I walked behind Tank, it got to a point we were at the end of the road when we came to the tar road. And myself, Richie and Uncle Malcolm, we took turns on talking to him, trying to convince him to turn around. And then Richard said, you know what, AD, I think just hold back and if he wants to go, then just leave it, man. But then I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to go back one more time and I'm just going to tell him, look here, you got nothing to lose when you come back. You got nothing to lose. Just stick it out. And this evening, this man sits here in front of everybody, running the farm, doing a very good job with the guys, doing a very good job with us as well, doing what he needs to do, and still working on his recovery at the same time as well, and seeing to his family at the same time as well. And we all know he has a girlfriend, hardcore.
Hey.
So there's the balance in that as well.
Yeah.
And the way he's working it out, I can tell you since that day till now, a lot of progress. Everything that he's accomplished, sobriety has given him. Not drugs and alcohol. Sobriety has given him everything drugs and alcohol promised him. And the same goes for me, like especially with the award that was spoken about as well. I think that's all because of sobriety. I think if me and Tank weren't sober this evening and we would be sitting there sharing something to you, we'd be sucking things out of our thumbs, talking a lot of crap, pretending to be people that we weren't. You know, because the last time Tank said that he was playing Monopoly, and he thought... I think you must tell them that story.
Yeah, no, so you know, like we come here into rehab, and I would like to use this as like a perfect example, you know. We come here into rehab, we've always got these stories that are glamorized, like about who you know, what you've done, what you've owned, and what you've lost in it. And my perfect example is that I like to use in this situation. What I tell the newcomers is, you know, I was that brother that walked into rehab, and I was telling everybody, so listen here, my bro, I owned a house in Camps Bay for 140 million. I've been shot at 7 times in my house before. And you know what it comes down to is I wasn't telling the whole truth and the full story. I owned a house for 140 million in Camps Bay on Monopoly with friends. And I was chased around the house, been shot at 7 times by my cousin with a BB gun. You know? That's how we like to over-exaggerate stories as addicts. And I said that during the meeting the one day, and I remember all the Owens laughed, and Mr. Hall looked at me and he's like, that's very true, Tank, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I think at that time, I also wanted to get to this. At that time, I was hitting the program, and I was struggling still a bit then. And now let me go on to AD, man, and what he did for my recovery. 80, okay, first 80 went to go relapse, you know. After, just hold on, let me get you.
Yeah, no, like the inch.
You want to light the inch, my brother?
Yeah, no, I went out, I tested it, and it didn't work for me.
So where AD already started when he was going down, that's why the NG's a joke. He lit the NG, he started lighting NGs for people after he wasn't smoking for a very long time. And believe it or not, it was something spiritual that led him down that roads and at that time that was breaking him, and it was leading him to do these things. And he went to go relapse after that,
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Hall started a watch party, you can see, my friend.
On a different level. Just increase.
But yeah, no, getting to where AD influenced me on my recovery and that, After he relapsed in that and he came back, I was still sober living and he was on the program then. I was doing what I had to do in that, and AD came back broken. I remember sitting in the house on the couch that's here in front of us that night. It was around 11 o'clock. And AD came walking into the doors in the dark. We were sitting here, a couple of leaders and that, sitting here on the couch at that point, and having a good laugh in that. And the man walked in the door and we thought we had saw a ghost. AD, a ghost. But honestly, that day, we thought he was a ghost. Hello, my Macy.
Look at the smile now, guys. It's more closer to the ear.
My girlfriend's online. I'm alright.
Ryan Tank Engelke.
But, getting there. If there was another man on this phone that did play a big role in my recovery, it was AD. The things that he'd done for the guys on the program and for all of us, for me even. I'd lost my way in recovery afterwards, and I couldn't understand at that time now, after being put back, why AD starting to gain everything and get everything. After I was the one cucking him out a few weeks ago, and now AD's cucking me out, and I'm back on the program. And hey, did I struggle. I hated this man at that time.
Yeah.
But I understood he hated me at times as well, when I was telling him what to do.
Yeah.
And where I'm getting to with this is, AD played an important role in my recovery and that, After looking past the jealousy parts that I've got inside him, I've got a jealous nature, straight, I say it straight. I've worked on it. It's no longer, it's there sometimes, it pops up here and there, but I let it go, man. And I need to just look at what I got.
Yeah.
Not at what AD has. And after a while, I started looking and I was like, I want what this man has, man. Because I lost it, I want what he has. I want to become the man that he's become again. And after not being jealous of him anymore and rather looking at what he's doing right and trying to follow in his footsteps, I started doing it. And, AD was the perfect example for us. Clutchy, don't chase there, my brother.
Yeah, and I clutch is on a different level. Your 86 doesn't work there.
No, brother. Stay fair, brother. Myself and AD, we clashed head once or twice in that. I hated him some days and that. But there was times that afterwards when I said, like I said, I looked afterwards and I was like, hey, the way this man, how can I say, puts himself out there, the amount of effort that he put into his recovery, the way he was handling us guys on the program and what he did for us, nobody can take that away from him. He honestly pushed me to the limits that I needed to be pushed to. Like I said, that I wanted to fight again to have what AD has, man. Because I could see where he was going places. And the rewards that he's got today is because he worked the program.
Yeah.
And I had to push myself, like I said, afterwards to get what he wanted. And I'm happy for AD today. His mother's coming to visit him tomorrow. His son's coming to visit him tomorrow.
Cool. Lekker,
we spoke about it. It's been longer than 16 months that his son's been on this farm.
Yeah.
But it comes, man. Not always in our time, in God's time.
Yeah.
And all that AD could do is keep doing what he had to do. Not slip again, not let the small things bother him, get that peace of mind that we're all working for. And I want to say thank you to AD tonight. But now, let's not leave the main person out that we want to say thank you to. We might get fired.
Definitely.
Mr. Hall got us to where we are today.
Definitely. Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Hall. Thank you, Mr. Hall. I remember that Mr. Hall always says, it's always that guy that says thank you so much every time that he's turning the knife in your back. Because the last time I checked, I was one of the people that went home and told my mother that Mr. Hall relapsed. But I came back here, like Tank said, and I pushed 10 times harder. I had to do that. And it got me to this point where I'm at. And I think the whole story, the whole thing that we're trying to say here is that there is hope, man. Not only for us as recovering addicts as we are on the farm. I see there was a question to asking how many people we are here. We just plus minus about average 40 people, if not more. If we are more, I think we are more, and there's still more coming. But besides that, man, I think for where the family is concerned, I believe everybody watched what happened on the farm last weekend when there was a wedding, yeah. And seeing how a family is being reunited and growing bigger as well. And that's all simply because of what RAEL stands for. Reuniting you back with families. Growing the families, you know. And that's what it's about. Die een man inspire die ander man. And it's correct. It's just so on Tani Marinda. It's just like that, you know. There's a scripture in the Bible that's in Proverbs, as iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another. And that's how us leaders stand here, and that's how we run it here on the farm, to be with each other. Run by the heads of the home, Mr. Kurt and Mr. Schuler, with Tank on the side as well. You know? And Angus is away for the weekend. He's on a different level. We love Angus. He's safe, he's fine. We spoke to him earlier this evening. He's okay. But Tank told him he must come back home. There's an emergency.
Yes, a guy I see online now, Carl de Souza. Carl de Souza actually sent me a message today that he wants to give something back to the farm. And a good friend of mine
Lekker.
also grew up in front of me that, and because of me, he also wants to help addicts that are struggling today and that.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you, Carl, for making that gesture to RAEL today on the farm and that. And like I said, it's all because of Mr. Hall and Mr. Kurtz, you know, that we hear that. So any donations are always welcome, and that to us. Don't ask for them. We take the handouts, you know. There's always benefits.
It's always, yeah.
But it's funny enough, thinking as soon as Carl de Souza's name popped up, I thought of the day that I was at a party at his house, pulling out his palm trees in front.
What did you want to do with the palm trees?
I don't know, my bro. I was just angry pulling palm trees out, you know, like. But yeah, no, Angus is tripping. Oh no, Angus is always tripping. No, Angus is actually enjoying himself. He's having a good time in that. Angus is also a brother of myself and AD that helped us through our recovery. He came to set the example for us, and he set the bar high for us.
Yeah.
He walked in here and he gave it high, man. He set the bar high. He knew what he had to do. He showed us what we had to do. All we had to do is follow in his steps without even talking. Angus didn't have to talk. Just
Still
his
doesn't
actions.
say much, yeah.
Still doesn't, exactly.
He just does it in his action. Just in his action, the way he works the program solidly. And that's how each man over here inspires one another and leads by example. We have to lead by example.
Hallo, I'm Andre. Not Steve.
Ja, nee. Hy is jou pa, daai.
Ja, nee.
Jy beter
Hallo,
moet kyk
pa.
hoe hy praat. Hy naan pa, hoe gaan dit pa? Goed om jou te sien, pa.
Ja, lekker, you know what? Die boere.
Ja.
But the gam smaaks boere, you know.
Oh, nou, lekker, ja.
But they smaak the sun as my gat of the boere is. But no, we're not making gat of your man, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
We take it where we get from. I want to thank you. Don't get too comfortable in my stall seat. Yeah, you don't know how guilty I feel sitting in the seat sometimes.
Nah, it's fine, thank you. Don't have to feel.
But yeah, I did sit here today at certain times, and I was like, yeah, you know, you feel like a boss, you know. We're like, now Mr. Hall feels it every day of his life, you know. But yeah, no, getting.
Nah, we were just hopping on.
Keep on hopping on.
You know, of how we stand by each other and what we do for one another over here. But besides that, we got Uncle Brian sitting here.
Yeah, Uncle B.
Uncle Brian has been here for a very long time, but it looks like he smokes a dope. Andrew, bring us a dope of Javay there, please, my brother.
A shot of Coke.
It's lemon and lime. Remember what we used to do with lemon and lime on a Friday night, Tank? We used to get ourselves all dressed up, all ready to hit the streets of town, Long Street, liquor, have a liquor time, have a liquor night, and whatever. But look how we're enjoying ourselves this evening, yeah.
He won't say Sien, he'll only say Siens, because he doesn't want to make it look like I'm his child.
Thank you, Auntie Vanessa. Thank you very much, Auntie Vanessa. Thank you, Uncle Conrad, as well for
They leave my mother's palm trees alone, man.
That congratulated me on the. Thank you for the support that's out there as well. It's you guys that are also a RAEL that's out there. It's not just here on the farm. We always tell the guys that are in the program when they're sitting here, RAEL is just not here. RAEL is out there as well, you know, with the support and the love from the families, from the people following us, from the people carrying the message. I asked Mr. Schuler now the other day, there was a certain time that he had to do a certain thing and he never got time to do it, and I asked him, so what have you been doing? And he told me, no idea, I have to carry the message. No matter what, that we have to do the out 12 step, you know. If we're not carrying the message, then how are we staying sober? Because the literature says we can only keep what we have by giving it away, but we keep what we have with vigilance as well. And that's how we share with one another what we have.
Yeah.
The gifts of the recovery as well. Sharing it with one another, passing on to with one another. And not just saying it, doing it. Working a program of action. We got Vena walking past here as well.
Yeah, now I see Van and I only think of a few situations in my belief.
If anybody got cucked out the most of the form, besides Richie baby, it's Vena.
Yeah.
Vena takes the cake, you know.
Van, don't you want to come tell the people here about your story, my brother, you know?
What story?
Yeah, there's so many stories. He doesn't even know what one to come and tell you guys. But he's still here. That's what I take out of his book. He's still here. He's still doing what he's doing. He's still pushing through. No matter what ups and downs may come, no matter how the consequences of his actions were, he takes it like a man and he pushes through, and that's what keeps him sober, and he's still sitting here this evening. And that I take my hat off for Vena as well. We got a bunch of guys that is in the program. They're busy watching their movie now this evening, and that's part of the program. On a Friday night, sometimes we give them a movie for them to watch, you know, to make them enjoy themselves. Yes, petrol money.
Petrol money outreach. Straight, my brother.
Petrol crew and maybe.
So Vanna decides he's going to start talking to a chick, you know. He starts working, I think, outside in town, gets his phone and car and that.
What did Vanna say to the geese?
Yeah, no, okay, let's tell two Vanna stories there so we can laugh like it's like, I'll tell one, Eddie will tell the other one because he was here during that one. So anyway, Vanna and I were sitting here in the house and Mr. Hall, I'm sitting with Mr. Hall and Mr. Hall says, no man, Tank, just call Vanna here. Now I'm checking what did this brother wrong again. Long story short, it comes at somebody, message somebody, whatever.
Yeah.
And Vanna went to go ask this girl that he was talking to at the time, Vanna's online. Please watch and see the comments fly through now, Vanna. And anyway, Vanna wou jou, wat? Vanna wou jou skapie.
Wou jou skapie, Vanna.
So anyway, Vanna now, he's talking to this woman and that, and Vanna being Vanna, and with woman, you know, Vanna goes to go ask this woman, listen here, can you please send me 150 Rand petrol so I can come visit you in Roberts? And yeah, long story short, that story came out to Mr. Holland at 12. I think you were on the program then?
I was in the program.
And yeah, there was a meeting straight away.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock that night. Vanna.
Everybody had to get up and come into the house. Now, us coming into the house, we thought we were all in trouble, that we did something wrong, you know, because Mr. Hall is about to give it to us now. And when Mr. Hall comes down on you, when the wrath of that hand hits the stable, you must know a state, young. And everybody comes in, soup still, we all sitting pen up like soldaren, straight up and listening, and Mr. Hall goes for it, and the meeting is about whatever happened.
Feelings, couple petrol.
It's all about the petrol outreach. Yeah, and that's what happened to Vena. Another story also, you know, that I'm going to speak about. There was a guy that was with us on the program over here at the time, and with being with Vena in the program at the time as well, you know, everybody used to tease Vena and go on with Vena and whatever the case may be. So we had geese here on the farm. The geese is now currently living next door by the other farmer, but we had geese that was here, and the geese used to always attack people and quack 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 everywhere around and whatever. When we see the geese, we all make way and we all go away. So now the one guy in the program says to Vena, yo Vena, what did the one geese say to the other geese?
No man, because Vena kicked the geese.
Because Vena kicked the geese, yeah, I forgot to put out that.
And he got into trouble.
And he got into trouble for kicking the geese. And then they asked him, so what did the one geese say to the other geese? So I think you guys can all comment on that and try and find out what the one geese said to the other geese, and Vena might reply.
Yeah, no, we won't use that language here. Even like beep, Bobby's laughing here.
He's laughing about it, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Nah, lekker.
But yeah, no, it's been a lekker.
I think we had a lekker week, Tank, as well.
Yeah, it is.
I just want to encourage Mr. Hall with what he's busy doing. Yo, sir, there's no amount of words that can explain or say thank you. You know, it will all speak in my actions, but what you are busy doing out there, Mr. Hall, I'm telling you, that's a calling that's set on your life, sir. That's a calling that has been set on your life. You healing a nation with what you are busy doing. The stand that you are making, that you are standing for what is right. You are being a voice for people that cannot stand up for themselves, that doesn't have anything to say. And you are leading by example for us young men in recovery to look up to and get to that point, sir. To not be weak and meek and just sit back and allow things to happen and to go, sir. I think this it all turns back into recovery again with what you are busy doing, sir, and how you are standing up because of your sobriety, which is 16 years sober. Yes, sir, I do remember. And you know, Mr. O, I just look up to that, Mr. O. Continue doing what you are doing. The support is behind you. We support you at home. We love you. We miss you. We know exactly what you are busy doing, sir. And we look up to that, with Graham being with you as well, and the other two guys that are also with you. A lot of love to you guys, and I just pray that God continues to give you strength and keep that healing hand over you guys to bring you back safely home as well.
Yeah, what Mr. Hall does is not for self.
It's not for himself.
It's always for everyone else. It's never for himself. If there's one man what the program tells you is that you need to get out of self, and that Mr. Hall is that man that basically gives us the perfect example of what getting out of self is.
For sure, yeah.
Nothing is done for himself. Everything done for addicts and for people out there of South Africa, you know, to help us and build us.
Yeah. Sure.
And if you just watch him closely, and that you'll see that nothing done for himself. You know, a person that you also haven't spoken about much this evening, I want to bring up is Mr. Schuler.
Yeah.
And what the perfect example that Mr. Kurt Schuler is to us here in the house.
Definitely.
And to all the guys on the program.
Definitely, yeah.
You want to see a man that works his program and practices his principles in all his affairs. It's Mr. Kurt Schuler. I remember being here on the program about a month or two, and sorry, come from. What is that?
Where does he come from?
Chantal, still going to make bets at the tyd there.
Where does the name Tank come from?
Okay. Yeah, okay. Should I say?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so can you picture me being... No, you don't have to you can picture me being... I think it's about 12 years old, 10 years old. I'm not too sure. I think it was grade 4, grade 5, playing rugby, you know. And me being me already, like a fresh and that, getting big. And there used to be a rugby move that we had, and the move was called Tank, because they would pass the ball to me and I would just run. And I would run everyone over. There was no stopping me and that. And that's where I got the name Tank from afterwards, you know, like an army tank that just goes through anything and everything, and nothing could stop me. And yeah, the key said fuck.
That's true, Philip, yeah.
Yeah, no. So yeah, that's where I got the name Tank, and since then the name's followed me through, you know. There's honestly been times of my life, I think from about the age of 13, 14 up until 20, 21, 22, where when people used to call me Ryan, I used to stand there being like, are they talking to me, my bro? Like, yeah. Are they talking into my deaf ear? Am I hearing the right thing, you know? And afterwards I check like, okay, no, they're talking to me. Thanks just like he said, check this
thing like this,
that. Yeah, man.
No.
Op het, go on, my bro. You see the comments, man.
Check the comments. Len is busy tripping here in the lounge.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where to put his face.
But yeah, no, sorry. Getting back to where I was on with Mr. Kurt Schuler.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I watched Mr. Kurt Schuler when I came into the program and that, and I could never understand, like, you know, I'm on the program, I'm an addict, you know, okay, yeah, obviously I'm an addict, you know, but we watching in the morning, like Morning Live, and what's that hot woman's name that comes on there, like, and she dresses all sexy, and sometimes you maybe see a bikini or two on the TV and that, and not seeing any woman or having women around for the first month or 2 or 3, hey, you start tripping, you want that woman back in your life, sort of thing. And you know, Mr. Kurt used to work his program so hard and so to the T in that when a woman came on, when even something came on the TV that the woman was wearing a bikini and she looked nice and all the guys in the diner was like, yo, check out this thing. He would turn around and walk out. And I could never understand, man, why he was doing this and what it was happening for. But it comes to the lusting part of the program and that. And the spiritualness of it, you know. And where it's going to take you if you start how can I say, roaming down that road of women again, and he's in a relationship and looking at other women and that, you know, doing the things that you shouldn't be doing. And every single thing that Mr. Schuler does on this farm, man, is practicing his principles in all our affairs.
For sure, yeah.
He doesn't even allow a small gap for himself to open up a gap. There's times that I've been like, hey, Tank, you know, I see a gap, I work the gap, I smart to still take the gap.
Yeah.
And, you know, being next to him and sitting next to him and that these days, I've seen before where the gap took me. And I don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
So now I watch him and I listen to him so finely at what he says and how he says it, that I don't take those gaps. And where he sees me going wrong, or like me and him, we sit here some days and we're planning these great things in our mind, myself and Mr. Kurt, of how we can do this, how we can do that. And afterwards we both look at each other. Well, he technically looks at me and he's like, you know, Tank, we can't do that, eh?
Yeah.
It's not right what we're going to do. There's something in it that's not right about it. And I listen to him then. And I take it serious because I know exactly where he's coming from afterwards.
Yeah.
That we can't allow ourselves to slip even this little bit. If we slip, we're gone. I won't be here tomorrow. I won't be talking here on the show tomorrow. Where are you getting to, AD?
I'm just checking what comments is here.
Okay, lekker. Yeah, my bro.
You never know, my bro. But yeah, you were saying, Tank, that's so true of how Mr. Schuler does things and how he works his program. And also another man that steps out of self, that gives his loss for everything. He will make, even if he doesn't have anything, he will give what he has, even if it's his loss. And I've seen him done it. He's done it for me. Even though he told me the second time when I came back, I had to walk back, him and Mr. Hall. Which is actually the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Because all the way from Belleville to Worcester, just proved to me how badly I really wanted it as well. You know? And I don't think I would have been sitting here if I never made that decision for myself. Or if he never told me that's what I need to do for my recovery. Because how far are you really willing to go? That's the real question. And the way he works his program and his action, it just proves to me each and every day. Like Tank says, there's no compromising on this program. We make ourselves so tired to look for gaps, loopholes in every other thing. But there's one thing that there isn't no loophole and no gap in, and that's in the recovery.
Yeah.
There's no grey areas in it. Either you want this life or you don't. I promise you one thing, when you do take this life on, this is not even for addicts. This is for people that just wants a change, a new life. That is what's being given to you. And it's, you know what is the best part about it? It's being given freely. Freely. That's it. It's been given freely to you.
Straight.
And it's either up to you whether you're going to accept it or not. And everything changes in your life. The way you speak, the way you dress, the way you walk, the type of spray that you use, the toothbrush you use. Because remember the last time I never came in with a toothbrush, and now I do have one. But there's some people that come in here with suitcases and leave with black bags. We know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, everything changes about you, and you begin to love yourself again. You begin to be at peace with who you are. You start growing in areas. You start doing things that you thought you never could have done. Because our whole life, or my whole life, was just centered around drugs and alcohol. Money, women, all the bad things that is out there to break you down. And now I found something new. My whole lifestyle has changed completely. And I love this person that I am this evening, that allows me to share this love with everybody else, like myself and Tank is doing now this evening. And that's Big Tank sitting here next to me, even though sometimes he doesn't like me. I don't think that we hate each other, we probably just hate what we do, but I can't hate another man.
Yeah.
I can't hate, that's too much of a powerful word. We don't hate one another here at all. We maybe don't like what we do, and that's that, but there are those unfortunates, like Mr. Schuler says. They are not at fault. They seem to have...
Do we have any on the farm?
Crackers
No, crackers and crackers, you know.
Which is fine and okay. Andrew, where's that shot of lemon and lime, bro? We're still waiting here.
Nah, the man's slacky.
Okay, now Andrew, you're on the right track now.
No, you see, we're not Mr. Hall and Mr. Good now.
Okay, that's how it works. Yeah, now, okay, now let Andy, baby. We're going dry here in the throat, bro. We're talking all night, eh?
Jennifer, do we have ladies on the program? No, Jennifer, we don't have ladies. We like to act like ladies sometimes in the beginning and that, most of us. But no, we don't have ladies, fortunately. Not unfortunately.
I do remember there was in the beginning, when RAEL opened up, there was a female section and females was on the farm. And then it just became set into a male program completely. I think for myself personally...
RAEL Orange Friday?
Happy Orange Friday again. For myself personally, I went to a previous rehab before that had females on there. And it made it difficult for me to do my recovery because all I was focused on was the Meire thing. And we love Meire, you know.
Yeah.
We like to impress and whatever. So I did nothing but just focus on that and not my recovery. That's why one of the benefits for me being here and working my program on the farm and becoming now sober living, I think that if there were females here for me, it would have been a distraction for me.
Yeah.
That's just me personally saying it. I don't say everybody would have that problem, but for myself personally, it would be a distraction for me to do my recovery.
He's 100% right with what he's saying on that. When I was on the program here within my first 3-4 months and I got a phone, got everything and that, I started drifting off straight away to my old self and that, you know, women always involved, chatting to the old women, the wrong friends, the wrong girls and that again. And it drifted me completely off my recovery again. My main, how can I say, my main outlook, my main thing that I was looking at that time was women again.
Yeah.
I wasn't concentrating on my recovery. I wasn't thinking about what I had to do. I was still thinking how I'm going to impress women, how I'm going to do this and that. And you know, I took a good look at myself about. Sorry, I'm going to get to my lady now. I took a good look at myself, you know, when Mr. Hall sort of, let's say Mr. Hall played Cupid in me and my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend today. And I looked at myself and I'm like, yeah, why am I getting this opportunity, you know? And it came down to straight because I fell so hard after being 8 months here and that because of women and trying to please women again.
Yeah.
And letting my recovery go down for a woman. I knew it. I knew that was what brought me down.
For sure, yeah.
And brought me down again in my life as well at that time. And I think because of that, I know exactly where a woman can take me. And I know exactly what not to do and what not to do with women and not to please a woman. Everything I'm still doing, I'm doing for myself today. I'm doing it for my recovery first. And then for the woman. Hi, boys from the Sig. Goth.
Lekker,
Goth.
How's it, Goth? You come now only on what
Goth
were you
the
busy
womanizer.
doing? Yeah, nice.
Goth all the women.
You almost said something now, but God, just tell Vena something. I think you want to set yourself free with Vena quickly. Nah, lekker, Goth.
And yeah, like I was saying, you know, I can't allow myself to ever fall back on my recovery because of a woman. So every single day that I practice this program, I make sure when I do my step 10 in the evenings, in my mind when I lay quietly and I'm thinking about my day that went through and that, did I give too much time here? Did I give too little time here? Did I give enough time for myself today to work on myself and then work on my relation? You know, like keeping the balance, man, and making sure that everything is in place.
For sure, yeah.
And as soon as it steps out of line, I go ask the right questions to the right people today. I go ask Mr. Schuller or Mr. Hall, look here, am I doing this right? How do I correct myself here? Why am I feeling like this? I like to ask Mr. Schuller that questions. Why am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
And he brings it so straight out of the book. Not out of his own, out of the book sometimes, and out of his own experience. And he gives me the answers that I need, man. And that's the correction that I do need at times. And you know, the day that I stop asking these questions, and I stop taking a look at sort of what's happening in a relationship or with myself, is the day that I'm falling back on my recovery.
Sure.
Because I need to keep on asking questions to stay sober. But the right questions, not negative questions. You know, that negative thoughts and that negative questions that I used to have back then is gone. I've got that inner peace inside of me, man.
Lekker.
I've got that inner peace. I worked hard for it. I went to go do my research on my character defects to find out how I can get it and how I can change my life around and change that negative thinking to positive thinking. And 90% of my program, all that I had to have is gratitude.
For sure, yeah.
I'd never been grateful for anything in my life, for what anybody's done for me. And it was always only about me, man.
Yeah.
You miss Nicole more. Oh
no. What is Vena talking about?
No. The days of our lives.
Vena, you're on the right track there, bro. Bold and beautiful.
Yeah.
Go pour some lemon and lime there, please, Vena. It's on the zinc. Because I don't know what Andrew's up to. But yeah, I thank you. You're so right, eh? I mean, that is what it's about, my brother, man. I think the way Mr. Schuller, the way the heads of this home runs this place, and you know what is the best part about it, eh? My phone is a couple of meters away from me. If I pick up the phone and I need help, man, there is help for me. I don't have to go through this alone. I never had to go through it alone. Remember when I came through the gates, I was broken. I felt unworthy. I felt worthless. Broken inside. Self-pity ran riot. Self-will ran riot. Like Tank said, not being grateful for everything. It had to go around me, myself, and I. You know? And you come in with that defects on the form. And here you come and try that manipulation and that skills that you tried on your family members out there to the two heads of this home, which is Mr. O and Mr. Schuler. That's also in recovery. You loop yourself fast big time. You get told straight what's wrong with you.
You hate Mr. O
You start,
days,
you start thinking, and sometimes we addicts don't like to hear the truth because we know it's the truth and it hurts. And we do know exactly what we're busy doing is maybe wrong. And when we get told straight like we do here, we get told straight, they gonna straight, I love it about it. Tell you straight and put you in the school straight, not beating around the bush and tell you everything is gonna be fine and okay. Because my last rehab I was by, they told me I would never use drugs again, I'm recovered, and it wasn't even so weak and I picked up again. Here you don't hear that when you're on this farm. You get told straight where you are at, what you need to do, where you're slacking and what you need to work on. Yeah. And I think if you're not being put in the school the way you are here and you're getting told everything is fine and okay, you will be alright. If that had to be with me like that here, so soft, we would have been, I don't even think I would have accomplished what I have now. I love the way the hard school is being put here. I love the way Mr. O and Mr. Schuler and even Stank has the stern hand, the way they put their foot down on everything. There's no compromising on the way the spiritual principles are run on this farm, on the way the rules are on this farm. Whether you are in the program or whether you are sober living, it doesn't matter what you are. The most important thing I need to remember this evening is that I am in recovery. Yes, Vena, you can pour it, and you can pour yourself also a glass because I know you want. That's why you brought the whole bottle here, which is okay. But the most important thing I need to remember and not forget while I'm here is that I'm in recovery first. No, I didn't come here for a job. That just happens to have fall into place of sobriety of what I'm busy doing, you know? And that's just how it works and operates. That's just how Ben, are you okay, Ben? Ben is running up and down with an ice bottle, coming to me, showing it to me in my face like I must do something with the ice bottle. I don't understand, Ben. We can see this thing, thank you.
Yeah. I see my auntie Heather's online, yeah? Heather Bayer.
Hi, auntie Heather.
Yeah, no, so my auntie says, Zach says hello. Heather tells Zachy I say hello, I love him lots. And Zachy's, my cousin who's my hero, man. He was always my hero's son. Like sands in the hourglass there, the days of our lives. Yeah, no. You want coffee, Tanky? Drink that bowl, brother. I'm drinking tea these days for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm drinking tea and not coffee.
I'm tripping on Vena.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, I got the druggies. You smoke a joint?
No. The last time I lit something, I went down the gravel road and I see everybody else relapse. But
I didn't light it, but I still felt like I relapsed, Because why? There's something called a spiritual relapse in this program.
Yeah, for sure.
And you relapse way before you pick up the drugs, man. That's something in recovery that not a lot of people understand, but I understand it.
Yeah.
When Mr. Hall and Mr. Schuler sometimes say that Tanks the only in recovery that came into recovery, gained everything and lost everything, it was purely because I stopped working the program and I allowed my spirituality to decay, and it was gone. I had nothing left inside of me. When I lost everything back here on the farm and I didn't pick up the drugs, I couldn't understand why everyone around me that was coming back, that did go relapse, they never got punished the way I got punished.
Yeah.
I got a 3-month luxury ban, 3-month phone call ban, 3-month visit ban, but Owens that actually went to go pick up the drugs,
like me,
and they got visits, phone calls, and luxuries from the word go. Now I'm going so far down into self-pity that I'm like, why me again? Why me? Everything is against me in life. Nobody is for me again. And I hated Mr. Hall and Mr. Kurt. I couldn't understand what they were doing. And all that I can say today is that I love them. Straight, I love them. Because what they did for me at that time and what they did then, I relapsed.
Big time, God.
Go straight,
man. Do you remember that day, Kaigi, man? Glad when you want to hear stories. God.
Sorry, I'm going to stop with your God.
Tell the people that story when you were working in the kitchen, man. and the urn was in the kitchen. So this is what happened that day. So now we dish up with the guys that must eat and everything. There's leftover food and whatever, so it gets dished up and it has to get put in away. So Garth has his food and he has a bowl also. But now the bowl is behind the urn. Okay? Now Mr. Hall is busy talking here. So Garth in his mind is thinking, nobody's gonna walk in the kitchen at this time, and he's gonna stand behind the urn and eat.
You must pull the face and everything.
I'm gonna do the whole trip. So Mr. Hall gets up and he walks in like, hey, what the is going on here? What are you doing? No, Mr. Hall. Mr. Schuler said I can have. Yo, I was cursing him because just the way his face looked. You found you red-handed, God. You Suma looked at me like I must say something also, but I didn't want to. Because I know you're in the crap here, my bro.
Yeah,
Nah, liquor.
yeah, no, that's different level stuff.
That is relapsing straight on food.
Yeah,
No,
like
you're right,
God is also one of those, yeah, there are plenty stories on this farm to tell and that, but also a man that had no hope, man. Nobody gave him a chance. Nobody had hope for that man.
For sure.
And look at him, he's over a year sober today, man. All by God's grace, straight. We haven't even spoken much about God and what God's done for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there's always times where God puts us through the test, man. We ask God for strength, and He doesn't just give it to us. He puts us through our paces to get the strength, man. Like I remember asking, God, please just like, I think I've said this before a few times. God, give me the strength to start loving my father again, and to not hold his resentments. And every time he brings me something, he doesn't bring me something that I've asked for, help me to feel better about it, man.
For sure.
And you know what God did? The next 3 visits, my father came and everything that I asked for. My father never brought anything for me. Everything was for the house. And I tell you, I cried here, I swore here. I even wished he was dead once.
Yeah.
That he wasn't alive. And I couldn't understand at that point what was going on. But after the second time, I felt a bit better after going through it. And after the third time, I felt a bit better again going through it. And after the 4th time, I remember I asked him in a lockdown for enchies. And he never brought it the Friday that he said he was. He came to come drop off some luxuries for me. Dietary luxuries, firstly.
Oh, cool.
Just Previtas,
Yeah, nice.
and a bit of Marmite and Bovril.
Tank was on a Provita buzz. He says he's not eating anything else but Provita.
It was part of the con just to get tuck shop,
Just
you
to
know
get
what I mean?
tuck shop, yeah.
And to get what I wanted for a change, because I was getting nothing
Scale
that I
him.
wanted. So I had to at least like make it look like I wanted a diet so I can get something that I wanted, And I got it eventually. The con worked. But who was I really conning? Myself at the end of the day, man. Wasn't conning Mr. Hall anybody. I was conning myself.
Yeah.
That's how deep this goes, man. And I asked like that day that my father bring me cigarettes, and he rocked up there and he brought me the luxuries and those cigarettes. And I perfectly remember just being like, you know what, today I'm just going to be grateful for what he's bringing me, man. No enchies or enchies. And the weirdest thing happened to me. He left there, and you know what, I was still happy even without the cigarettes and that, because my father had come and he had dropped off stuff for me, man, which he hadn't done in a very long time. And it took 2 days. The Sunday, my father rocked up here out the blue, out of nowhere, and came to come drop off a carton of cigarettes for me in lockdown. And I spoke to Mr. Schuler about it, and he said to me, Tank, sometimes we ask for things and we're not ready to accept the things. And God had to put you through your paces to make sure that you're ready to accept the things that are going to come your way, man. And that makes me know today, and still have faith today, that there's more to come, man. The more I keep working my program, and the harder I work my program, there's much more to come. I can't give up 5 minutes before the miracle.
For sure, yeah.
I have to keep on doing what I'm doing to get to where I want to be still, man. I'm still very far away from where I need to be in my recovery. Where I want to be, 16 years. That's where I want to be, 16 years, man, like Mr. Hall. And yeah, like I said, 2 days later, my father rocks up and brings me cigarettes. And I was like, yeah, how did that work? And then it comes out, he just forgot the cigarettes behind the seat. That when he dropped it off, he was in a rush in that. But as soon as I accepted it, and I looked at it in a positive way, I'm grateful today for at least getting something. God came and He brought me it. Not in my time, in God's time.
For sure, yeah.
Because I was ready for it this time. And that's where I think when everything started changing for me as well, and I started realizing, Tank, everything you've always wanted has always been your time, and you can't have it in your time, man. But yeah, that's just sort of where I need to go, you know.
Lekker, thank you. I just see a comment here from Goth.
And
I'm Evans house sitting, the CEO. Oh no!
It's gone. It's over.
The CEO of RAEL, please make sure when you get back, check the TVs, check the phones, check your clothing, sir. We never know what's gonna be missing. Because with Goth around, you never know what's gonna happen, yeah? You never know what's gonna happen with Goth around. But yeah, like Tank said, a man that also came from nothing. Nobody gave him a chance to see where he's at now. Very proud of him. Look up to him. Something I take out of his story as well.
God send the address here, my bro. We're gonna have a Joel there tonight. Auntie Karen's
Even
online.
Karen October's online. Hardcore.
Eddie's mother,
with the
lekker.
blondie and the frizzy. My mother is blonde.
Yeah,
and
Gam blonde.
Gam blonde, yeah. She likes that. No wonder where's the Swole Coast mommy take a photo and send it to us. That's okay. She's probably putting on all her makeup and a whole trip to give a live video and a live share again. And yeah, no, my mom called me in this week, you know. And my mother posted something about wanting to see my sister. When my mom called me in the week, I looked into my sister's face. And there she was by my mother. Danielle came home just to show her face. Just to show that she's fine. You know, and I think the way God works in mysterious ways is like Tanky's talking about. It's never in your time. Only in His time. And His time is perfect. He knows when the time is to give you what you're asking from Him.
Yeah.
But my work and my part, how do you get patience? You have to wait. That's how you get patience. And this is a program of patience that we're working as well. There's nothing that I'm rushing for or running towards. And it was good to have a conversation with Danielle. I showed Danielle all the guys here that's rooting for her. I showed her what am I doing. I showed her where I'm at. And for a sister that's older than me, I'm supposed to be looking up to her. She looks up to me for what I'm busy doing. And that's how I carry the message to my family. And that's how Tank carries the message to his family as well. That they can see that this place really does work. RAEL works. The RAEL program works. It reunites you back with your family. Because it's run by God.
Check the fridge.
Yeah, nah, you better check the fridge. Vanessa, go look at the fridge because you relapse on food.
Go check it out,
Vanessa. We will know that the fridge is there, it's fine. But whatever was in that fridge is going to be gone. Swole Coast, Mosi. Ah, mommy, Swole Coast.
Lekker, Mr. Hall.
Love you, Mr. Hall. Good to see you, sir. We're having a joy here,
yeah,
Mr. Hall.
No, lekker. Thanks, Mr. Hall, for allowing us to do this and for helping us get to where we are today, Mr. Hall.
No, definitely.
Really, thank you very, very much, Mr. Hall.
For sure.
Yeah.
My mother says she's going to put the Swole Coast on next time, Mr. Hall, and she's going to do the live she's with makeup on. But she has to make sure that the one Swole Coast is black on the side and brown on the other side, and there's an orange piece here just to say it's Orange Friday with a hole in.
Yeah. Nice, straight. That has to be. You know that ladies that sit there under the permits.
Under the permit.
Yeah, do you want to get your hair cut at like a male and female salon on a Friday in Kensington, you know, and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to get my hair cut soon, and we rock up there, and then you get the two old tinies sitting under the permits, you know, we're getting their hair done. Yeah, is already gemins. What do you want to do more to it, my bro? But it's alright, we sit and we wait 3 hours because the hairdresser was good. Gum hairdresser is always good. Don't go to Whitey's, just gum straight.
Gum all the way. It's a gum party. Upper level.
Yeah, nice.
With orange rollers. And you really do have orange rollers. No wonder I didn't sell the rollers. Mommy, you must tell them the day that I almost said that the day when I came back, when I was on the farm and I came home. Listen to this story. So I want to iron a shirt of mine. Okay? So... Now remember, before I came to the farm, I sold my mother's house like bankrot. The last time my mother was going to, you know, put me in prison for all the crap I caught on. But anyway, now I'm in recovery. I done my program. I'm finished. I'm sober living. I go home for the weekend. I want to iron my shirt because I want to go to church the next day. So I'm standing there Saturday. I'm like, so now I'm looking in the house with a spot where the iron is normal. But I see the ironing board is still there, which is fine. I put my shirt out and ready. I go to the cupboard where the iron is normally, and now I'm looking for the iron and I don't find it there. And I go to my mother and I'm like, Mommy, what happened to the iron? Where's the iron? He's like, no, you sold it. I'm like, you? How could I just sell the iron? She said, no, luckily there's a stove that that is on the farm here, a gas stove. I said, why didn't I sell that yet? She said, no, because she hid it away from me. And that's the how far my mother had to go to hide things away from me, to change the locks on the doors. And yeah, when I ironed my shirt, and I sold it. I did it again, Mr. O.
I did it again, and don't pretend.
I did it again, Mr.
And
O.
Michael Mang. Ja, nee. Is dat Ja, nee.
Is that in 9th Street by Safari Tank?
Sa fake Salwan, Uncle Salwan. We call him Sa fake. Straight.
Yeah.
You know, you go cut hair there by Safari, then against in the 9th Street. And next to you is the butcher. And as you're sitting there getting your hair cut, you're checking through the side of the mirror. The car's heads is coming past you. And the stage is busy flapping hair past you. And that.
And all you hear is,
Yeah, no. If they're not alive, I don't know, my brother. But yeah, no, they're dead. You know what I mean? I saw something now, my auntie saying she got a nephew back. Yeah, Heather, thank you for everything you do for me. Eh?
Here you go.
If it wasn't for my auntie, hey, I wouldn't have been here in my recovery either. She's done so much for me. Comes to visit me once a month. Lets me come stay by her when I go on weekends and that now. My auntie and Uncle Dion. My cousins, all my family, my granny, grandpas, everyone. Uncle Mark, Debbie, Greg, Des, Johan. They all do everything. My mother and that. Oh, my mother left. Yeah, they must all the kroon. Yeah, you know, I always get reminded when I must all I love kroon.
The kroon will be massive.
And I'm checking like, how do I get rid of this? But there's an answer, and that comes to the Bible and believing, you know. God, in the Bible, it says that you cannot serve two gods. You can only serve one God. I cannot serve money no longer.
Yeah.
I can only serve God. And, yeah, I must all eat home now, sir, kroon. I need to just stay away from kroon, maybe, eh?
He loves kroon, Mr. O. It's all about the kroon with Tank.
But yeah, no, you know, I was looking at Uncle Salwan here earlier. Uncle Salwan was commenting here and he's asking Safari and that. And, you know, Uncle Salwan was one of those guys when I was growing up. I always wanted to be, you know, this wannabe little gangsters, the naughty guy, and always, you know, catching on. I wanted to be colored, maybe. You know, colored at heart, but white on the outside. Gemengel. But, and Uncle Salwan, I always want, you know, growing up, I was like, I want to be like Uncle Salwan, man. And I came into recovery, and after 6 months, I went home. And I saw Uncle Salwan by one of the evening meetings that I went to in Edgemead. And when he told me that he's 3 years sober, I was like, I want to be like him again, man. But this time in a godly way. Sure. I want what he has, man. I saw the way that man was walking with the aura over him. Like an angel was walking above his head. For somebody that wasn't supposed to be here. That shouldn't be here today. Was it the life that he lived? We all live those lives, yes, and most of us shouldn't probably be here. Yeah, but Uncle Salwan, you know, you're a big inspiration to all of us out there. I'm 100% Uncle Salwan that what you do and that what you do for the community today, for the Kham community even, you know, you give hope again. For sure, to those guys that are gangsters out there and that. Uncle Salwan, you go look at him and talk to him. And give it to him, man. Give him your time. Uncle Salwan can help you. Get out of the gangsterism, and all that he can do is give the message of how he got out of it. What is Mr. Hall saying? Talking about our kroon we getting after being assaulted. Yes. Unlimited record, Mr. Hall. Straight, as long as there's a cut, Mr. Hall, we're in.
Mr. Hall, the price at this moment is tripping.
Yeah.
It has reached the level, sir. There's no level that the price. I think you don't even have to say anything, and the price will still rise, sir.
For sure. Van is chasing again.
Oh no. That's it. Van is done, guys. You might as well just give Tank your phone now already, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah, Mr. Hall asked, where's my shoes? You know. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Hall.
So I decided that day that I'm gonna run, not run away. I couldn't run. I had to walk away. That I'm gonna. Mr. Hall bought me shoes, you know, couple of grand. He paid for these shoes that he bought me and that, and I decided the day that I'm leaving here that I'm leaving the farm. I'm done. It's over. Everyone was against me again at this time and that, not for me and that. And there was always a policy on the farm, you know, what you bought on the farm, if you need out of exchange, it must stay on the farm. Now I check, I'm going to be one up here, man. I'm going to make sure I put these shoes in the bottom of my bag and I gooi before anybody searches me. You know the funny 80 when I left here, how did I go, my bro?
So this is Tank, check it this. So I go with Tank, he packs his things and everything, his mind is made up, he's gonna go. I still try and talk to him and whatever, but Tank's mind is made up. I think, okay, it's fine, it's cool. So he packs his things, he walks out by the gate. So now, okay, yeah. So now as we're walking out, and Tank is walking on the gravel road, he goois him, skriki pa 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 pa. And I'm thinking, now I turn around, now I think, yeah, but that's not clutchy. And I look at Tank and now I'm thinking, are you alright, bruh? Is there something wrong with you? You know? And he's just walking to himself and he's just looking to the road and he's walking and I'm thinking, yo, nah. That's correct, sir. I did tell my mother that you really
Yeah, my auntie going talking. So like I said, I always wanted to be gum and like when I was younger, I wanted to be gangster and that. And yeah, my auntie says it. Rhino, you wanted a taxi with big speakers to club the music. I always said growing up, one day I'll be a taxi guard and I'll own millions of taxis. That was me, man.
Yeah.
There was a taxi that I used to love. It was called the Dreamcatcher.
Okay.
Used to be Claremont Main Road, Grassy Park side and that.
Was a liquor,
I
man.
always wanted a taxi that music is busy moving, you know, so I can ride. And like I always say, yeah, should I say it, Annie?
Say it, man.
You know, I always wanted loud speakers that when a woman climbs in my car, no, let me not say
Say it, my brother.
that the speakers rattle so much that she gets.
You can work that one out
Yeah,
for
no, you can
yourself.
work that one out for yourself, you know what I mean? Thanks. You guys are just an inspiration too. I really admire you guys for putting it out there for those still struggling. Always, Uncle Salwin, we have to give the message, man. It's what keeps us sober.
Sober, yeah.
Start carrying the message. Yeah, I want to be my message. She's just gone, my brother.
Oh, no, thank
Oh,
you.
no, leave it.
The last
Leave
time
it,
I checked,
recovery.
Klassie was talking to
Straight.
him.
Yeah, no, Katsy's trying his luck again. Straight. No, pas op, my brother. Pas op.
That 86 will come to the farm, bro.
You'll be
You
the
know
bar
that.
now in a split second, my brother. You must know.
Lekker glad when I see you laughing, you stuck in there. Mr. Hall, that is correct, sir. So I went home when I left here. And I told my mother, Mommy, I can't go back to the farm because Mr. Hall relapsed. And you know what my mother did after I told her that? She put me out.
Yeah, the Mr. Hall's just popping up all of our stories here. Baked beans and wheelchairs.
Mr. Hall.
So, yeah, no, so when it comes to, yeah, I don't really want to say the baked bean story, you know what I mean? My kids are mine, my brother. I'm an 80 man.
You must set yourself free.
Yeah, no, I set myself free. Yeah, so the baked bean story comes with, you know, a good couple of years ago. A man's down and out, completely almost on his last, you know, like hitting my bottom and that. And I have this sort of obsession of driving down Fort Rickard Road. When I'm high, not when I'm sober, please don't get me wrong, when I'm high, okay? The drugs did this to me, please. I have to say that, Eddie, my girlfriend's wife, I have to say, the drugs did this to me, okay? And
He's sick, Mr.
drive down Fort Rickard Road high. And yeah, the one day I'm all out of options. I got nothing. No drugs, no nothing in it. And yeah, let's just say the man is desperate, my brother.
Yeah.
It's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And the only thing that I've got in the car at that time is a tin of baked beans. So I stop by the kind and I ask her, listen here, my bra. Because you want what?
Yes, because you want the loudspeakers in your car.
Because you want loudspeakers. Yeah, no, so no excuses. Thank you. Yeah, straight glad okay, it was me. No, it was the drugs. And yeah, the drive. No, Mr. Orman. No, sir. Unlimited.
And he's not playing music because there's no speakers at that
Mr.
time.
Orman,
So imagine
no,
what's he
man.
playing.
Yeah, no. Sick, man. Yeah, I was really release myself this far tonight, 80 man. Yeah, career I'm going. No. No, man. Let me light the ends here, my bro. And yeah, I end up giving the girl a tin of baked beans
Venom.
for the evening.
Bring me something to drink. Then.
Okay, not the evening, a couple of minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I was going to say 2, but I thought, nah, make it sound longer, Tank, you know what I
No
mean?
name beans. No name beans, Lisa.
Nah, straight, that 6 rand beans that you buy at the Barbie stores.
It's
Not
like
Pick
that-
and Pay
there's
or
still a dent
Rhodes.
in the tin also.
Or all gold.
And the roos is at the bottom of it and the date expired.
But now wait, let's not forget my brother wheelchair. Straight.
Oh, I think yes.
Nah, straight, my brother. Tell the people
Is
out
it now
there
my
that you
turn?
It's now your turn, my brother.
Yes, Mr. Ho.
You thought I was gonna forget?
How do I say Garth? Yes, Mr. Ho.
Manny, give me some coke. Oh no, here is my coke.
AD is Nigerian.
So AD's girlfriend at this time, ex-girlfriend, is dating a Nigerian.
I'm okay with
and
it.
she is busy with a big black.
I'm okay with
let's
it.
not say it black.
I'm fine with it.
Sorry,
I'm fine
no
with
racism.
it.
I'm not racist.
The only
I love
part
blacks.
I'm not liquor with is what if my son is calling him daddy?
AD's son is calling a Nigerian daddy. Lekker, the best story of the year.
Okay, hop into the wheelchair. So, yeah, do I have to say this?
Yeah, no,
It's
straight, my
disgraceful.
bro. No, it's not.
I remember when I told this story, yes. Okay, let me just tell it and then I'll explain what happened when I did set myself free when I came to the farm. So, me and a guy, we go out one evening and we go on a scuttle to see how we can make money to get drugs, but with the intention obviously to rob people or steal something, you know, to get money. And as we're walking, we come across a guy that's in a wheelchair, and we offered to take him home. And as we're taking him home, the guy tells us, look, I obviously know what you're gonna do. He looked like he was in his early 30s, going on, you know, he was young. I don't know what happened to him that he was in a wheelchair. And he tells us, look, I know what you guys are gonna do, so the only thing I have is just a couple of rand here and my cell phone. So we said, now we're gonna take the cell phone and the money and we go. You know, that money got spent in less than 10 minutes. We just bought drugs and we smoked it finish. The person that did that with me that night is dead this evening. Never had an opportunity for recovery, went prison in and out. He's dead this evening. A week later after I had done that, I got stabbed in my neck where it was a millimeter away from my artery. I'm actually lucky to be alive. When I came and went to Fishhook Hospital at that time, the doctors asked me, how are you still alive? You're supposed to be dead. Now you tell me there isn't a God after that. So now, I kept that story with myself. I never told anybody about it because I was too ashamed and embarrassed about it. And I came to the farm and I think I was like 2 months here. And Mr. Ho asked me, AD, what was your lowest point? What did you do, you know? And I think one of it was, just one
Connie?
of your lowest, besides Connie, one of the lowest points, I told him, Mr. Ho, I robbed someone in a wheelchair. Yes! I was still working in the kitchen at the time. Mr. Ho cornered me on the one side of the kitchen, and Mr. Kurt cornered me on the other side, and I couldn't run or go anywhere. So they left my face, but they made sure, yeah, my stomach or my chest, I got what was coming to me. And Mr. Ho was like, yeah, my mother's in a wheelchair, and AD, what happened with you and your friend?
That's Connie. Straight. Tell it straight.
I can't, Mr. Ho.
Yeah, straight. You must.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's the drugs. It's the drugs, yes, Steve.
It's not you. It's the drugs.
Yeah, so what happened there? I was in high school. And I got invited to a friend's house, you know. Not a friend, but my friend told me, you know, come with. There's a benefit, there's a crew, and there's money. And obviously for money, you know, you're gonna do anything. And we came there, and Connie had long hair. And Connie was had makeup on. Connie was fine and okay, you know. Because Connie looked, you know, like a female, you know, should look.
Yeah.
And
with a moustache.
With a moustache. And Connie took her underpants off afterwards. Yeah, you can figure that one out for yourself. But yeah, okay. I think I've been set free for enough.
Yeah, nah, it was the ones who said that's free, my free. That's it. Yeah, no, you know, it's
throwing us under the bus here.
Yeah, no, straight. He's throwing us deep under the bus here, young.
Yeah, lekker. It's lekker actually to talk about it. I actually feel better just saying
it's
it
fun,
and
laughs,
speaking
and it's
about
funny,
it
man.
and laughing about it.
It's good
You
to
know,
speak about
in
it
my
today.
first month or my second month, I couldn't laugh about it. It wouldn't have been a joke because that's how sensitive I was. But it just shows how far we've grown in our recovery that we can speak about it and laugh about it now.
Straight. Gaan je moeder doen.
Oh,
die matige witty.
my mother's coming to the farm and she's coming to donor me tomorrow. There we go.
On the garden, please do it. Don't forget the benefits tomorrow on the garden, eh? We love benefits, always.
Yeah, nah, my mommy never comes without a benefit.
Lekker.
The best thing that's going to be about tomorrow, like we spoke about, Tank said, my son wasn't here and to think about it almost a year and a half. So it will be good to see him tomorrow also when he comes. And to have that fellowship and enjoy my time with my family as they come. I think I'm looking very much forward to it.
And no better evening, to set it off and set our spirits up high in it after tonight's meeting that we've given, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing better. Tomorrow's going to be a good day, man.
Yeah.
Like every day has been the last 3-4 months for me, and I think 80 the last 6-7 months. Eh?
For sure.
There's the struggles in between, but
of course, yeah.
The days, it's not as hard, it's not as difficult as it was in the beginning, eh?
Yeah.
It gets easier and it gets better and better every single day.
And we just grow each and every day. We just grow each and every day.
Yeah.
Glad when moenie die vee aan die brandstiekie gaat nou jou ma vang. Ek sê jou ma alles ou bro. Alles is tyd.
Alles sal sink my bro. Sy weet hy pellies.
When you gonna bring us a perlemoen, Gladwin? Because every time you promising and you're not coming with it. This is a program of action, my brother.
Yeah.
Come show us the benefit.
Yeah, no. He's one of those guys that still talk about Clifton, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, no.
Said the man who loves toes. God, one night you need to set yourself free about toes, bro.
Stinky, cheesy toes. So I'll start it for him, you know what I mean? God's a guy that loves feet and toes, but especially stinky, cheesy smelling feet and toes. That's Garth for you. But no, let's not go to Garth. He's tripping now. He's tripping. He's going to make himself a date now.
Yeah, he's going to go eat now.
Now, funny
he probably is eating while we are busy talking here.
You know, Garth was one of those, when you're tucking, you don't eat much. I didn't eat much. I lost like 40 kilos on tuck back then when I was tucking in it. But then myself and Garth become chummies. And I start picking up weight with a tuck. Why? We get home 3-4 o'clock in the morning, me and Garth, you know, everyone else in the flat, she's sleeping, there's not a sound in it, and here Garth is cooking prawns, or Garth is cooking steaks, making spaghetti bolognese. This is 4 o'clock in the morning. I have about half a plate, and Garth finishes the pot. Straight, the whole pot is goodbye.
Full force, that is Garth that.
And you know what the weirdest thing about it is? Before I'd become friends with Garth, I'd always heard from his cousins, I was friends with his cousins and stuff like that, about Garth, and Garth that tucks, you know, you always put like a name to a tuck addict, sort of that they don't eat and they lose weight. And they told me back then already that my friend told me that he had a cousin Garth that was tucking, but this man makes himself a pot of curry at 3 a.m. in the morning and finishes the pot by 4 a.m. And afterwards I was living with it, you know what I mean? I experienced it firsthand, Garth cooking the food at 4 o'clock in the morning and fritting it.
For sure.
He would even take only one prawn to the neighbor because Tank, we can't give this kind this prawn, but we want to get in a good books. We have to get in the good books and have to go next door to see the kind at 4 in the morning. Like but we can only give her one prawn, my bro. We can't give her more than one prawn.
It sounds like...
That's God.
Yeah, no, I remember when we went away on the Alpha weekend. And God does wake up early, but God woke up extra early. He was always the first bro in the kitchen.
Why?
Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I remember having leftover chicken schnitzels waiting for me the next morning. I woke up and apparently a rat ate it, my brother. You know what I mean? A rat ate a whole chicken schnitzel.
Gone, finished, done, dusted, over.
And there was about 5 other people that had left, and they were also gone, my friend. God reckons now he woke up to go pee in the middle of the night a few times.
The toilet is not in the kitchen, God.
But yeah, no.
Lekker. Yeah, no. I think it's tijd.
Yeah, no. We're going to sort of come into the close off of this meeting.
Yeah, I think it was a lekker evening,
Yeah,
guys.
you know,
Thank
myself and
very
AD,
much.
we sat last night. We said we'd give a meeting, and we had no clue that we were going to give a meeting
Yeah,
like we did tonight.
For
you
sure.
know?
We never planned it.
And I ate it all. Yeah,
Yeah,
there we go. There's the truth.
The truth
Waarheid.
But
straight.
what did you tell us that night?
You know, I said that waarheid. You know, my auntie said that I always wanted to have a taxi, so I had it waxed already. 5 rand a bit, 5 rand. That's what I was going to do at the taxi windows, you know. Nazis, Wynberg, Cape Town.
Mobile
I had
Club.
it set, you know, what I was going to do for my life. But no, today, you know, I think my passion and my calling is also is to be of service and helping other addicts.
For sure, thing.
And helping people in general as well, you know. I'll give my last to the next person, and I know AD will too.
For sure.
There's many a times in the program, and I was back in the program, that this man gave me and helped me as well. And at that time, it put a smile on my face, man. It made my heart feel happy that somebody cared about me and that somebody was still willing to give me something and not just take everything from me, man.
For sure.
Like they had taken my whole life. But for once, somebody gave me, man.
Yeah.
And I thank you, AD.
No, thank you. It was a lekker meeting this evening.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, guys, and for laughing with us. It was lekker. It was alright. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a lovely evening further. I think I just want to close off in prayer, unless you want to say anything else.
No, the only thing you can get out tonight is that addicts, we're not bad people.
We're not bad people.
We're still good people.
For sure, yeah.
And tonight is something I can say that we can have fun in recovery without drugs, without alcohol, without anything.
Yeah.
Just a good laugh and some people around us, and we can have fun.
Yeah, lekker.
Lekker.
Okay, if you guys can just have a moment of silence and just let me say a prayer for everybody. Dear Lord, we come before your throne of grace this evening just to give thanks, Lord. With humility and gratitude to give thanks for everything that you've done for us, Lord. Thank you for this platform that we have of having this meeting to carry the message to each and every person that's still struggling out there, Lord. Thank you that your light shines in us, Lord, that you allow us to shine through your glory that you've shined upon us, Lord. I pray that each and every person that was listening, watching and laughing, Lord, that they take this message with them home. Let it warm their hearts. Let it break down the chains. Let it break down any pain, agony that they are going through, and let them see the light, Lord. I pray that your hands of healing is upon Mr. Hall as he's out there, to be with Mr. Schuler, to be with Angus as well. That you just keep them safe and bring them safely back home, Lord. Be with Mrs. Hall Senior as well that's in the room, and with each and every person that's in the program on the farm as well. Help them grow in their recovery, God, and let them see your glory, God. Be with us this evening as well. And thank you for Tank's life and what he does for us as well, God. Thank you that you've given him strength to continue to push through on what he is doing, Lord. I look up to him. I take my hat off for him. I stand behind him, God. And I stand behind each and every person that was watching also this evening. Thank you for the love and the support that you've shown in our life. And that we feel worthy again of your love, God. That we feel worthy. Thank you for the price that has been paid in full. We think of the person that doesn't have the opportunity that we have this evening. That doesn't know what recovery is. That doesn't know that there is hope. That doesn't even know who you are, God. I ask that you forgive them. And that you heal them and their families right now as I'm praying, God. And this I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for the evening.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
guys.
Love you all,
Love
and
you
a
all.
great Orange Friday.
Take it easy.
Keep spreading the
God,
message.
I'm gonna come check that fridge.
Go Walagan Jan, Bagamiza. Thank you. Goodbye. Night, everyone.